Hello crafty friends, it's Erica, ScrapDiva 29. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am coming on today because I am doing a sneak peek of the new 3D cat tote bag. This will be available for the September 2025 ScrapDiva Designs release. And as you can see, it is a jelly cat tote, and it's just a fun little tote for Halloween. So I figured I'd come on and show you how to assemble it. So I already have did all the die cutting, and I did it with some shiny glossy black cardstock, and then I also cut it out in just some 110-pound weight black cardstock, because what I want to do is I want to layer the back side of this like so that it's covered in black, and then also to create a sturdy jelly tote bag. And you guys seen me put these totes together before. It's basically the same process, but I figured I'd just come on and record so you guys can watch me put this one together. I turned on my hot glue gun. I think I'm going to be using hot glue instead of wet glue because of this glossy cardstock. I'm not really sure if wet glue is going to be the best option for this particular cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and start assembling. So this is the base, and then this is a side panel. And as you can see, there is a score line. So we're going to fold on all the score lines like so. And I'm just going to push them down. And it's very easy to fold down. When you run it through your die cut machine, I recommend running it back and forth a couple of times just so that you can get a good embossed line in your cardstock. It just makes it easier to fold. And I'm just going to work my way down. And then we've got one more score line right here, and I'm just going to fold that down. So you'll have this base piece that looks like this. And you may want to use your bone folder and kind of mold the paper just a little bit, because this is going to be a curved panel, just so that it's easier to work with. And then we're going to do the same thing here, fold on that score line, and we're going to press down on each tab. And repeat on the side, on this side, the second side. And then I'm just going to fan it out again and just take this bone folder and just work the paper just a little bit so that it's easy to shape once we start gluing. And I did cut out the piece right here, and I think I left it at on my die cutting machine, but there is a stitched black square panel that will go right here to cover up this white space as well, in case you're wondering, because I didn't show it. All right, so you're going to turn this around and you're going to lay this like so, and this is going to adhere to the middle of the jelly tote like so. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and just use this bone folder, and I am going to apply a little bit of hot glue. Like so, and just line it up, making sure that it's in the middle. And now I'm just going to push down. And you may get a little glue that seeps out, and that's okay. And then what you're going to do is put a little bit of glue on each tab and work your way around till you get to the top, like so. So I'm just going to push these little teeth down and start adding my glue. And I'll start with those ones first. And I'm just using my middle finger to hold it in place. And then I'm going to come back and add the rest of my hot glue. And that's the only thing with hot glue, is that it gets a little messy, but you can rub it off of this shiny paper. It is easy to rub off, as you can see. So we have that one side done. And now we're going to adhere this one like so on this side. So again, I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue and center it right here and apply it to this side. And actually, you probably could use some double-sided score tape and not use hot glue on this spot, on this portion. That would probably work, no problem. And I'm just rubbing out that excess glue that we don't need. And I'm going to repeat the same exact thing using the hot glue and rounding it out like so. And as you can see already, this is a really nice size jelly tote. So you're going to be able to put quite a few goodies in this tote for sure. And I'm just holding it down. Again, removing that excess glue. Try only to use a little bit. It's kind of hard not to, but the good thing is that it does peel off of this paper. So I'm just carefully cleaning up the cardstock. And I guess in hindsight, maybe it's better to assemble this one first, the heavyweight cardstock, and then attach your shiny paper to that. That might be better. I don't know. We'll try it both ways and see. But I think this would be such a cute little boo basket. If you like to boo your neighbors or your friends at Halloween, this would be adorable. And obviously you can do different colors, different themes. Absolutely adorable. All right, so we've got that all assembled on that side. And now what we're gonna do is turn it this way, and we're going to attach the other side and do the exact same thing. So I'm gonna carefully start here in the middle, and then I'm gonna work my way around each side. I think that'll be easiest. All right, so I'm just gonna use this bone folder to give it a good crease. And I'm going to try to use minimal glue. Okay, and then we're just going to line it up in the center as best as we can and push down. And I think that's good. And we're gonna start on this side, and I'm gonna go around. So I'm gonna add a little bit more hot glue to the little teeth. And I'm just carefully using my fingers on the inside to press down. And go ahead and finish this one off. And we are almost done with this little tote. It's so easy to put together. And I'm gonna go back on this side now and add our hot glue. And carefully just pushing it into place. And we'll go ahead and finish this side off. And again, using your middle finger to just push down. And again, the hot glue, it is a little messy, but it does work. And you can get rid of the excess, so that is a plus. And you can also, you know, embellish it and hide anything that you want to hide if you want to. And again, you can use wet glue. Wet glue may be the better option. But like I said, I'm using this shiny cardstock, so I'm trying to be careful. I want to make sure it stays together. So now we have this adorable little tote. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up the inside. So I have this piece. I'm just gonna lay it in there, and I think I may have to just cut a little bit off the bottom just so that it can align at the top. So I'm just gonna cut just maybe like a slither off of this, just very little. Not much at all. Just going around. And let's see if that works. And it looks like it does. I think I'm gonna trim off just a tad more on this side. And as you can see, I'm just trimming a very, very little piece off. That's what it looks like. So just very little. All right. So that looks good. So that's gonna work. Now I have used in the past that spray adhesive, which I do like to use, but I think I'm going to use wet glue. So I'm gonna go grab my glue. Just give me 1 second. And I also am grabbing this little stitched piece that I left on my die cut machine because we'll need that. So I'm just gonna flip this over and I am going to apply glue to the back side of this. And I'm going to cover up as much as I can. And this process, it does take a minute because, you know, it's a lot of little lines, but you can just go diagonal. And I may speed this part up for you guys in the video, since this does take a little bit of time to do, so you don't get bored. But as you can see, this tote is very easy to put together. And all we're gonna do is repeat this same exact thing on the other side. Trimming the cat piece, and then making sure that it works, that aligns with the black shiny cardstock. And you can skip this step if you're using double-sided paper and maybe you're using a heavier weight cardstock. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. All right, I think that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this in, line it up. And it looks like it's aligned, so I'm just gonna push down. And I'm gonna use this bone folder, and hopefully it's aligned perfectly. It looks like it is. Yeah, looks good. See a little bit of glue that I'm gonna have to fix, but I may cover it up with like some flowers or something, so I'm not gonna really worry about that too much. Again, I'm gonna go back and I'm going to trim this one, this side. And again, it's just a little slither of this cardstock, not a lot. And just take your time and go slow. And that should be good. And I'm just going to make sure that that lines up, and it does perfectly. Looks amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and add glue to this side. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my spray glue. So I have this Elmer's multi-purpose spray adhesive, and I've showed you guys this before. I do like to use it, and you do have to shake it up really good. And I am going to take it, I have a box next to me, and I'm going to spray it on the box, and then I'm gonna come back and adhere it to this bag. So just give me a second. And you want to make sure that it's in a ventilated area. And once you spray it, you just want to wave it. And that's what allows it to get tacky. And this stuff gets really tacky very quickly, I must say. But I do like using it, but it can be messy sometimes. So you just got to be careful, and you have to make sure you line it up perfectly, because this stuff, I'm telling you, it sticks really, really nicely. It adheres very nicely. And it looks good to me, so I'm just gonna push down and see how fast that is instead of doing the glue. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do the spray adhesive, but it's definitely a faster option, and it definitely works, so I mean, I say use the spray adhesive if you have it on hand. Go for it. And this jelly tote is already getting sturdier because of the 110-pound cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and use glue on this piece right here. Actually, let me go ahead and do these pieces first. And we're just going to cut these pieces off because we don't need them, these teeth. And I'm going to go ahead and do it on this side as well. And I'm just going to fold that down. I'm not sure. Yeah, I do need it to cover that little piece up. I'm just looking to see what that's going to look like. And again, I'm going to trim off just a tad on this piece right here. And it'll just make it fit just a little bit better and align perfect. And you see how much I cut off, just a tad. And let me take my bone folder and go ahead and work this paper since it's rounded. And I'm going to add it to the inside like this. Yes, just like that. That looks like it's going to work pretty good. So I am going to spray this because it's so much faster. And then I'll come back. And actually, this one's going to go on, well, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this off first, and then I'll spray them at the same time. So go ahead and cut those off on the score line because we don't need them. And the other side as well. Okay, and I'm just going to fold right there. Let me just place this in on the inside to see what that looks like. Now, I might need to trim it a little bit. I'm not sure. Let's see. Fold it this way. I think I'm going to have to trim it just a tad, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to trim it just a tad on the top. And this is the first time I'm putting this together, so you guys are seeing it firsthand on how it goes together. Again, if you're using double-sided paper, you're not even gonna have to worry about this layering part. But if you are wanting to create a sturdy jelly tote, I do recommend you do this part because it'll give you the layers that you need and it'll definitely make it sturdy. And then this one will go underneath like so. Let me see. And technically, we really don't need this little flap right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it off of this smaller one. Yeah, perfect. So that's going to go there. This one's going to go here. That looks good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and spray these and I will be right back. So give me 1 second. All right, I've sprayed them. Again, make sure you have some ventilation wherever you're spraying. You don't want to really breathe that in. So that's why I kind of move it away from my work area so that I have enough space to spray and not inhale the fumes. And I'm just fanning so that they can become tacky. And I don't want to make you guys dizzy, but I am moving it around just to kind of let it dry and get sticky. That's how it gets sticky. And I think that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and push this in and add it. Add it to the tote. And I'm going to try my best to align it. And it's a little tricky. And I think I got it. And I've got something on my finger right there. All right, and it looks like I'm gonna have to add a little bit more glue to these tabs because they are coming off. And that's the only problem with hot glue in this shiny cardstock. So I'm just gonna add a tad more. And I'm sorry if I'm making a mess. I promise this is gonna look cute when it's all done and said. Just giving that a good press. I'm gonna take my bone folder and give this a good press on the bottom. And then I have this side right here, which is ready to go down. And I feel like I need to cut this a little bit better. It's not as even as I would like. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that in. And I'm just trying to get some glue off of my finger right now. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, this stuff is so sticky. All right, so we're just gonna push this into place. As best as you can. Again, it's a little tricky. I think I may have cut it just a little bit too short, but that's okay. And you can leave this little piece on to make sure that you don't have that little gap down there, but it's okay. It's not gonna bother me because you know what? We're gonna put goodies in here and it's gonna look so cute. So we're not even gonna worry about that. And remember, we have this stitched base piece that can go in the center, so it gives it a finished look. And I'm just gonna use this glue, and it did dry up on me, but I'm gonna add some more. We're gonna add it. Oh my goodness, I'm making a mess. Add it to the middle. Just like so. I'm just using my bone folder to push down. And I did get a little bit of glue on this side, but that's okay, it'll dry. But there you have it, okay? There is the adorable jelly tote. Lots of room for lots of goodies. I mean, you can stick, just to give you some ideas, lots of little goodies and treats and candies in this little jelly tote. I do have the eyes and nose cut out. I just want to show you so you can add this, and I'm thinking that I'll probably pop this up with some foam to give it a little bit of dimension, but you do have the eyes and the nose for the cat face if you want to add it. It's an option. Just think you can add some cute little bows to the ears. That would be adorable. So there you have it. This is the 3D cat jelly tote for the ScrapDiva Designs September 2025 release. I am going to clean this back up and I'll make it cute and show you on the release video what it looks like. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. Leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in my next crafty video. Bye for now.